there. I'm Kelly Shoup. In today's podcast, we're going to talk about trusting God. Do you ever wonder how to trust God with your difficult child? Do you sometimes feel like this parenting thing, like you're desperately getting it wrong? What is going on? Well, in today's podcast, we are going to talk about the secret to trusting God with your difficult child. And I have 3 key areas that I want to look at to help you. The first thing that we are going to talk about is just some basics about God and understanding a little bit about Him and who He created us humans to be. And so God designed us to live in union with Him. He designed us creatures, humans, our flesh, our organs, our blood, our bones, our souls, our minds, brain, the way we smell, all the different parts and pieces of us. He designed them, and He designed them to be imperfect right from the very beginning. So we're not going to be perfect ever because He wanted it that way, so we would rely on Him. He is perfect, and He designed us to live in union with Him. So we are to live close to Him. We rely on Him. He provides and makes up for the imperfections in us. That was always the way it was going to be. So any expectations you have of being a perfect parent, those can go out the window because that was never the way it was going to be. God also designed human creatures with a very specific order, structure, a framework that all humans, follow. So we all have a heart, lungs, we all grow and develop and have different stages and ages that look the same for most humans. But it's a both and situation. So all humans are made in a right, ordered, structured, developed way, but we're also made unique. So every single one of us, our makeup is different than the next one, which can also make parenting that much more challenging, is to have all these different children all uniquely made. But again, it's God's design. So when we can understand God's design of imperfect human, imperfect parent, parenting an imperfect child, and that there is a right order and structure to our humanness, we can breathe a sigh of relief. It is not personal to you or to me or to our child. It's human nature. It's God's design for how this plays out. So that should ease some of your angst or stress, just to know it's not you, it's not personal, it's how God designed it. And so that's okay. So when we understand how we are designed, that we are imperfect, that we need God, and that inviting the Lord, the Holy Spirit, grace into our situation with our child, into our parenting, that is our only shot of getting close to perfect parenting, is inviting that grace, because that grace is the change agent. I'm never going to be a perfect parent, ever. But my closest shot is when I invite the Lord in and invite that grace to change me, to change how I look at my child, to change how I interact, how I speak with my child. And as your child grows, your child can also ask for the grace to show up differently. But in the ages of 3 to 8, a child's formation is just getting started. So it's going to be the job of the parent to invite the grace, the Holy Spirit. Help me, Lord. How do I see this child? Like this bath time meltdown every night. What do I need to know? Help me understand what my child is communicating in their behavior so I can support them and love them and help get them a bath so we can get to bed. So it's an invitation. The imperfection in us and the imperfection in our children is an invitation and an opportunity for grace to come in and help us. We also need to know that because of original sin, because of the fall, we are, as humans, have a tainted lens. So our human nature now, we are always going to gravitate to the easiest thing, the most comfortable thing, the least painful thing, the least amount of effort and work is going to be our natural knee-jerk reaction. So when we understand this, we can say, okay, well, if my child is being difficult, they're going to trigger a reaction in me that I'm not going to want to deal with it. I'm not going to want to do necessarily the most calm, neutral thing. I want to yell, or I want to just skip the bath. If we're having meltdowns at bath time, I just want to say, just go get in bed. Like, I'm tired. But that is not the best thing. And so when we understand that there is this tainting of our initial reaction from original sin, we can think, oh yeah, okay, this is not how it was originally designed. I need to do the opposite. You will hear me say this a lot. This is my lens for everything. It's the opposite. Do the opposite. So in your reactions, in your interactions with your kids, if you are going to yell at them, if you're going to lose your temper or whatever, I want you to think it's the opposite. Do the opposite. Because our knee-jerk reaction, which is, again, tainted with that original sin, our concupiscence is going to have us show up in a way that is not the way that God originally designed it. So do the opposite. And when we do the opposite of what we were going to do, that's a better interaction and a better connection with our child. So another thing to understand about God's design is just the ebb and flow of seasons. You know, it's all over the Bible. It's in our nature. We're in spring right now, but there is an ebb and flow. I tell parents, if they say, oh my gosh, this child is so incredibly difficult. My thinking over seeing so many kids for so long is that every child is difficult. It's just a matter of when. So maybe your child was really difficult at birth and they were colicky, or you have difficulties breastfeeding, or they wouldn't sleep through the night for a really long time. Maybe that was your season of a really difficult child. Or maybe it's now in the preschool ages that I see, ages 3 to 8, that it is just so frustrating to parent them because bath time with Bobby is a nightmare. Or maybe the child who is very easygoing and flexible and goes along with anything during these 3 to 8 years, their season of difficulty is going to be the teenage years because they're so agreeable and easygoing that in the teenage years, when there's sex and drugs and drinking and all these influences that they have to be strong to stand in who they are, that might be the difficult time for that child. So again, just know that if there's an ebb and flow to these seasons, and there is no perfect parenting for the whole season. It doesn't exist. So just let that go, and hopefully you feel better. Okay. Second thing, thought errors. So I am also a mindset coach and have had training in mindset. And it is so incredibly important to have thoughts and a right mindset in how you're going to show up to parent, how you're going to show up with your family, with everyone, really. Your thoughts matter. Your thoughts matter. So parents have so many thought errors in regard to parenting. I'm not cut out to be his parent. I'm not strong enough to be her mom. She is so difficult. I'm just bad. I'm bad at this. I don't know how to do it. I've been doing it for 5 years. It's not getting better. I'm bad. I'm a bad parent. This isn't working. Anybody would be better than me. The teacher, the coach, the nanny, anybody can parent better than me. I'm bad. Or I'm a bad parent because Bobby is melting down at bath time. That's going to be a thought error. And you know how I know that it's a thought error? That you're a bad parent because Bobby's having a hard time at bath time? Well, if we look at that thought, I'm a bad parent, is that thought true 100% of the time? Are you a bad parent 100% of the day with Bobby? Or are we just struggling with this one particular time of day and need to investigate that? Well, I can already tell you that if Bobby's gotten from birth to 4, if he's gotten from, 0 days to now, and he's still alive and he's healthy and he's capable of getting in and out of the bathtub and having a meltdown at bath time, you've been a good parent because you've gotten him from 0 to 4. He's here, he's alive, he's healthy, he's functioning, he's going to church, going to school, interacting with friends and family. And right now he's having a meltdown, but that does not mean you are a bad parent. It means there is something going on with Bobby that we need to take a closer look at. Is there something going on with him developmentally, the stage or age? What is his behavior communicating to you? We just need to be a little more investigative. What's going on with him? Why all of a sudden is he behaving like this? He's giving us clues. But you are not a bad parent because of this bath situation. So know that we are inclined to have thoughts that do not help us in parenting. In fact, they have the opposite effect. If I'm going to think I'm a bad parent, I'm a bad parent, I'm going to keep thinking that. And that does not help me parent Bobby well. So acknowledge a couple things every day that you do well as a parent. At least 2. It could be something you did 2 minutes ago that you think you did well. It could be something you did 2 months ago that you think you did well, or 2 years ago. But when you have a thought like, I'm a bad parent with this situation at bath time with Bobby, I want you to catch yourself. And I want you to think, no, you know what? I had a really good opportunity with him getting dressed. Or we really connected. There's so many great things parents are doing all the time. And I'm so intentional about pointing it out because I do not think parents get feedback into how much good they do. And I wish you did. And if you were here and I saw you, I can say it right now, you are doing great. Keep going, and invite the grace and the Holy Spirit and the Lord to help you, but keep going because you're doing the majority of it right. I know the one thing that sticks out is the one thing we do wrong, but again, that is the tainting from original sin. And so you can know, no, actually, I'm doing pretty good. I'm not doing it perfectly, wasn't supposed to ever, but I'm doing okay. So acknowledge a couple things. That's so important. And then the other thing I want you to do is to come up with a thought, a sentence in your brain that you're going to say that will help you with bath time with Bobby. And it could be just a general thought that you have. I'm a good parent. Bobby's still alive at 4 years old. I'm a good parent for keeping Bobby clean and healthy. There's so many thoughts that we could have that will help us. I'm a good parent. I was able to get Bobby dinner and bath time early tonight so we can have story time with Dad. I am parenting Bobby well by giving him fun interaction time before bedtime with his dad. There are a million different thoughts we could choose that would help us in our area of parenting. I am so happy to give you ideas. I'm happy to help you. I'm happy to provide more information. As an occupational therapist, I've been trained and understand God's design, that ordered structure of how we were made, how our systems work together and integrate in our body in the different ages. And just helping parents understand that provides a lot because, again, you understand it's not personal to you. This is how God designed us. This is how kids' bodies grow and develop and function. And these are some things to watch out for. And these are some tips and tools to help you parent better. I want to support you and let you know you are doing great. Keep going. Keep inviting the grace and the Holy Spirit to help you always. And then if you need extra help, reach out to me. I would be so happy to help you. So I would like to say that if any of this information helped you, if you liked it, please share it, send it on to a friend. Please let me know any comments, concerns, questions. You can find me at Instagram at Kelly K. Shoup. You can leave me a message there or let me know what you think. And I also have a Simple 6 course that I sell that is 6 vital areas that every child needs for success in their world right now in these preschool ages, but also for the future. And the other thing is, if you're in a pinch, if you are having a parenting struggle that you were like, I cannot figure this out. I've been dealing with this one child, with this one situation. Book an SOS call with me. I am happy to give you strategies to help you thrive in parenting. Thank you.